First off, can I get your age, where you're from, how's your upbringing,
I'm 22. I'm originally from Crowley. My upbringing, like many other champions, it's not that great. Wasn't all rainbow and roses. It shaped me into the fighter I am today. I'm tough because of it. Not being able to play football is what got me into fighting, really. I mean, I was getting into fights at school, and then I ended up getting held back, couldn't play football, got into a couple fights. Pops ended up putting on a boxing fight. I seen Muhammad Ali, his son listed with the Phantom Punch. Turned around and told my people I was going to be welterweight champion of the world. And it was that.
what's the story behind your nickname? Like your personality, your style.
So like, if you know Jayy barely trains. Used to. Now I'm in the gym every day, but used to, I'd barely go like once every 3 months just to mix it up. But I was always showing up to fights, and like, you could tell I wasn't training, but like, when it got time to fight, it was showtime. And so like, the guys at the gym, Slim and Mar, they was like, your nickname should be Showtime. And that's how it came about. And like, when the fight starts, I'm a dog, regardless. It's gonna be a good time, it's gonna be a showtime. And that's just who Jayy is.
Do you think a good nickname helps build a fighter's brand reputation?
It can, like, it's a good thing, like, especially if you got a cool nickname, like, for the kids aspects. You always wanna get the younger generation involved and stuff, and like, I mean, you got Showtime, you got many other nicknames, like, you got Chuck, he had the Iceman, you got Javante Davis, Tank, dude hits like a tank. Many other great fighters. Ryan Garcia, they call him the Flash. Reluctant amount of speed. I mean, it all depends on what your nickname is and how you carry yourself.
So when I started on boxing questions about your boxing career, how did you rack up so many fights? What is the greatest number of fights you had in a year? First, how many fights exactly do you have? Estimate.
Around 250. About 250 fights. March 2nd will actually be, if I'm not mistaken, it's either gonna be my 12th or 13th year in the game as a boxer. And just like one of the years, I don't remember which one, I wanna say we had like 40 fights that year. I mean, every weekend in the summer, I was out of town fighting. I wanna say we went around a good like 40 in a row. And like, just out there traveling, Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Mississippi, Bama, Florida, Tennessee, all over Kentucky, West Virginia, Missouri, Vegas. I ain't never fought to Vegas, but I ain't never fought in Vegas, but I had a couple teammates go out there. I was supposed to go out to Mesquite, Michigan one year, all over. Seen a lot of great places behind the sport.
What has been the most memorable fight moment as well as your most difficult fight?
My most memorable one, It would probably have to be when I was back in 2015. I was fighting in Chattanooga, Mississippi, and at the time I was probably like 5'6", 5'7". I was like 12, 13 years old at the time. But yeah, I was like 5'6", maybe 5'7". And dude I was fighting, he was like 6'3". And like, I ain't really like throw headshots. His chest was where I pictured his head at. So when I did body head, I aimed for his chest. I ain't really throw a top because it was so far to reach. But I ended up breaking him down, and I guess hit him so much in the body, he started throwing up. And I had got my first TKO that way. And my most difficult fight memory would probably have to be when I felt the world was falling apart. When I don't even know why I even fought in the tournament. It was in the Nationals. It was at the U.S. Nationals in Lake Charles back in 2020. I ended up fighting Demetrius Duncan. He's a pro fighter now out of Louisville, Kentucky. Don't know why I fought. I had only been in the gym for like a week. Just wanted to fight. You're just coming back off of a 6-month layoff. No excuses behind it. It was like first time I ever been like stopped or anything like that on that level. And like it was hard because like the only thing I wanted to do was go pro. And like everybody kept telling me was, how you gonna go pro if you can't win an amateur tournament? How you gonna go pro if you can't win an amateur tournament? And like all the negative feedbacks put that in my head, like what you gonna do? So it was like a very difficult time. I think I was probably a freshman or something. I don't remember.
Freshman.
Right. It was back in 2020.
Also, question I didn't put. I brought it up before, was find it more difficult fighting when you're younger versus when you're older?
Nah, see, when you're younger, you ain't gotta really like worry about defense much. Like you 8, 9, 10 years old, as long as you under 100 pounds, all you gotta do is get your punch cardio up and throw non-stop for a minute, minute and a half, depending on what the time limit is. Like that's all you gotta do. Then once you hit 11, 12, you start hitting that 106 weight class, that 112 weight class, you start feeling guys that got a little bit of oomph on their punches. So at that time, you gonna wanna actually start working on defense and actually learning how to box. Like forget a straight offense, be the first one to throw the punch. Like you wanna start boxing, and it's like difficult because you got Mexican style fighters. They're gonna come in head down, bull rushing. All you gotta do is pivot out the way, hit them with 4. That's given all day of the week. Then you got different styles of fighting. You got like me. I incorporate all of them into like my style. It all depends on what I'm looking at. I got good like IQ now. But like growing up, it was hard to see punches. It's way difficult now. Like all it takes is one.
It's hard to see punches now.
Oh yeah, especially with the headgear. Like as an amateur fighter with that headgear on, it like blurs. You can't really see hooks coming too much unless you're looking at shoulder points. And like the eyebrow level, you can't really like. It feels like you're boxed in pretty much with your eyesight. So like me personally, you mess it up my eyesight. But yeah, it's way difficult fight now than as a kid.
In the Arguments or the South in general, where do you think is the best place to live to be a boxer?
To be honest, it don't really matter where you live. It all matters what you got in your mind and what you got in your heart. As long as you got heart, you better do whatever you want. And as long as you got the mind to be able to do it and your mindset stays positive, you're gonna get it done. But me being me, I'm biased. So I'm gonna say the South. That's where I'm from. I mean, we got, don't get me wrong, they got great gyms in North Louisiana. You got you got a bunch out there in Shreveport, Dement. You got Donnie and them. And I'm not sure about the other ones. Then over this way, you got Bone Crushers in Monroe. You got West Monroe Boxing Club. Got a couple gyms in Winsboro and stuff like that. But the South, man, it's different down there. It's like, it's hard to like tell. It's like a different breed. You got gyms in Lake Charles, Crowley. You got a couple in Crowley, couple in Rain. Lafayette got a few, Karen Crow, Opelousas, and it's like all like you put their worst kid up and he's still gonna outshine. And it's, I don't know, to me, I guess being biased, we just breed them different down there, and like, yeah.
Are there any gyms, cultures, or communities in a region that you think stand out for aspiring fighters?
I personally wise, I think you would better off benefit somewhere that actually like enjoys fights. Like if you could get around a good fight community, then you better like succeed. Like I ain't saying like no, like there's not a community in all places, but like some places are bigger than others. Like the fight scene in the South is by far greater than what I seen it is up here. And I could just be around the wrong crew, you know, but that's just the way I see it.
How and what motivated you to join Southern Slugfest, and how has it shaped your career?
Well, I really got bored with USA Boxing. Nothing much was like really happening, and so like I had tried to get on before, but he had told me I had too many fights to do the first one, so I just waited. And then like one of my other homies who had some fights, Destin, he had did it one time, so I was like, man, I want to do it. So I hit him up for I think it was Slugfest 8. I fought in it. It was very different. I mean, you fighting 1 minute rounds. You're not boxing. You're going out there, you're trying to kill each other. Knockouts. They want knockouts, you gotta give it to them. And like, I went to the semifinals my very first tournament, but like, I always had that dog in me. It was just the amount of time of when of locating it and when of putting it on and when should I show it. And like Slugfest, it helped me. It helped me mentally too. Like I really like lost the love for the game. So I wasn't gonna really like box, but I'll go out there and brawl with people because I love to brawl. So at the end of the day, it was just surviving. But like doing Slugfest, it brought my love back for the game. And like I would Mr. Ricky everything. Like yeah, that's the promoter. Like all the promoters, I love them all. They all got a special place in my heart. But Mr. Ricky, he gonna forever be that one. Only because at the time where I was lost, Slugfest was there and accepted me open arms, and I found my love again. That way to it.
How do you think, or expanding on that question, how do you think Southern Slugfest platform benefits fighters like yourself, and also what is the most challenging part of competing against mutual knowledge of
I'd have to say like it benefited because like there's a strong fan base behind it. Your name could get real known. And like the good thing about getting your name out there and getting known, like for when you go pro or anything, the more tickets you sell, the more money you'll bring in, because you get a percentage of your ticket sales. So the more fans you got, the better it is. So like from my standpoint, Slugfest is helping me regain my love, but also like boost my name and image out there, like pull in fans and stuff like that. And like competing on different like promotions and stuff like that, that's all it's gonna do. You just getting your name out while you're an amateur. Like the biggest you can make your name, the better. Cause once you go pro, your name's only gonna get big as you win. As an amateur, you could lose, but as long as you fight good, they're still gonna love you. Like, it is what it is.
And I say, the most challenging part would be Slugfest.
4 fights in one night. Like, many people don't understand. Like, they think it's easy. Oh, it's just 4 fights, man. Injuries from the fight before carries on to the next. Like, every tournament I fought after the first 2 fights, I threw up at every single one of them. Like, stomach hurting, head hurting. I still gotta fight that 3rd fight. Like, and that's what a lot of people don't understand. Like, I ain't gonna lie, I went in there my first tournament like, man, I'm a dog. Ain't nobody gonna be able to touch me. Boy, after the first 2 fights, I was dead. Man, I knew I was cooked. I was like, yeah, the Slugfest, I don't have a big head. Slugfest gonna humble you real quick. It's very known for giving its humble pies. Very known.
What is your main goal in boxing? Do you see yourself going professional, and how many fights would you like to have?
I'm gonna get as many as I could get when I go pro. Champ. I wanna be champ. I'm not really worried about the money. I'm not worried about none of that. I'm trying to build a legacy. I want to be the GOAT one day. Best pound for pound fighter. I just want to be the best fighter in the world, period. MMA, boxing. That's what I'm striving for. That's what I'm aiming for. And I'm not going to stop grinding until I can at least achieve it or attempt to achieve it.
Alright, so that's the end of that section. Next set of questions is on training and preparation. So, how has your training evolved over the course of your career?
It hasn't really got like more intense. At the point in my career right now, we're doubling back down on the basics and trying to recuperate the fundamentals into my game again, instead of like relying off of style and surviving. Actually breaking back down into actually boxing.
What does a typical training day look like for you during fight camp?
A good mob run, 3 rounds of shadow boxing, stretching, leg warm-ups, and about 5 to 6 rounds on the bag. First round jab, second round 2 to 8, which is 1-2, and the straight punches out. 1-2, 1-2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way to 8. Third round is like I'm in a fight, and then my 4th round I do 10 punches, controlled, all out, 5 seconds on, 5 seconds off, non-stop punching, some straights, and then the 5th round I do my hooks, flurries, controls, 5 seconds on, 5 seconds off, and then the 6th round, if I do it, would be my uppercuts, flurries, sticks on, and stuff like that. Occasionally, I go to the weight gym and lift weights. It all depends on how I'm feeling that day, and what I got in the mood, and where I spar. I love to go 4 to 8 rounds for everybody every round if it's capable of happening. But other than that, I do what I need to do. I get done what I gotta get done, and whatever happens, happens.
Do you have any specific drills or exercises that are your go-to for improving technique?
Not really. I mean, the first 3 rounds I do on the bag is pretty much what I did my whole life growing up is pretty much with Uncle Arthur. The shadow boxing is something I kind of adapt to when I moved out here. The stretching too. And the weightlifting. I wasn't really big into weightlifting or nothing like that, but I used to do it for football. That was it.
How do you mentally or prepare mentally for a fight? And how do you deal with nerves or anxiety before a fight?
I mean, if a fighter tell you he doesn't get nervous before a fight, he's a lie. Like, plain and simple. I don't care who you is, everybody gets nervous. So it's that what if at the very last second. And I don't know about the other fighters, but me in particular, once I get hit, I'm good. All of that is out the window. It's fight time, it's war time. Let's get it, let's go. All I want to do is fight. But like trying to stay mentally strong leading up to the fight, it all depends on what atmosphere you're around, who you will let yourself around. Like don't allow negative people around you. You're gonna be good mentally, and don't listen to like negative views or anything. Listen to something that can hype you up your mood, and have you feel like you're the superstar you are.
What role does nutrition play in your training regimen, and how do you manage weight cuts?
Weight cuts is pretty fairly easy. I mean, I know a little bit from growing up and trying to do it. I ain't gonna say I'm the best educated wise. I am currently looking for a nutritionist that I could hit up and ask questions on, but I know a few people. They help me out here and there with any questions I have, but I am kind of looking for a part-time one for me personally.
Who has been the most influential coach or mentor in your career so far?
Uncle Arthur. I mean, he first coach I ever had. Took me in, went all over the states with him. Ain't nothing like Uncle Arthur. I mean, yeah, I'm gonna probably go with Walter as my coach when I'm a pro, only because I feel like me and Walter, he can help my style out. But I'm not just gonna like kick Uncle Arthur to the side of nothing at all. Keep him in the corner for good. Make him a cut man. If that's the plan. But yeah, it'd be Uncle Arthur, no doubt.
What is your biggest hurdle or obstacle in and outside the ring?
Biggest hurdle, my head. It's always gonna be my head. It's Jayy against Jayy. It will be. You can't beat me when I'm at the best of my game. And the time you do beat me is because I already defeated myself. That's just how it is. Nobody can beat me unless I already defeated me. And I've always been like that. Like, it's real messed up boy. And I can't just get out.
I'm about to switch to the next set of questions. Okay. The next set of questions we're touching on mindset and strategy. Do you try to study opponents before a fight, or do you go in blind?
I do a little bit of film work, but I have an analyst that watches film, and he breaks down the fighters for me. And he'll give me like this little cheat sheet or whatever on what he dictates dude's gonna do just from the previous fights he has. And dictates what he feels like I could do to win, and I try to stay on key about it.
Can you describe a time when you had to adapt mid-fight and how you pulled it off?
You gotta adapt every fight. Like, especially with me, if you're going against me, I'm not the same fighter 2 rounds in a row. Like, you have to adapt every time. You go in with one plan, you're not gonna be able to keep that same plan the full fight. Unless you're just pure dominating him and beating him to what you're trying to do. But like, it's not always like that. It's a fight. Anything can happen, everything will happen. So like, you have to be able to adapt on the fly and roll with a lot of things to be able to succeed.
thought process in the morning? Do you psych yourself up, or are you just an autopilot?
Nah, I be psyching myself out a lot. But I mean, a lot of times I'm good once I get touched. I know I'm in a fight. I'm not worried about what could happen. I know what's finna happen. It's either I'm finna die, I'm finna get beat up, or I'm finna do the opposite to him. We finna find out what happens. So I'm gonna do what I gotta do in that time frame. Try to bait him into something, and hopefully let my IQ and experience dictate a lot of stuff.
What's your favorite punch or combination and why?
My left hook or my right uppercut, they're both deadly. I mean, a lot of people say I hit hard with my jab and my straight, but I don't see it. But I know for sure I be popping with the left hook and right uppercut.
How do you handle losing a fight, both emotionally and professionally?
I mean, whether I think I won the fight or not, I'ma forever keep my head held high and always congratulate the dude, show love regardless. The guy with the same back towards me. May cry a little bit on Facebook, but that's just the emotional side. That's about it. But nah, like if I feel like I got robbed, I'ma let it be known. But after about a day or two, it is what it is. I'ma fight again, and if I somehow meet the dude again, it ain't gonna be nice the next time around. Just how it is.
How does your mindset differ between winning and losing a fight? For either, does it bring much reward or satisfaction, or does it just feel like another day in the office?
A lot of times, like the first 5 minutes after a fight, it hits me hard, and then after that, I'm not worried about it. It is what it is. I won, I lost. Like, I got many other things I gotta worry about. Like, I'm in there, I'm fighting. I'm gonna enjoy it for a split second, but then after that, what's next? I'm hungry. Let's eat. Like, I'm trying to be a big back with it. Let's eat.
What drives you to keep competing after so many matches? Have you ever experienced burnout or overtraining?
Oh yeah, I burnt out. I burnt myself out a lot. That's why I fell out of love with the game. Like I said, doing it 12 years, like you get old doing the same old, and then like growing up, the amount of work that I was putting in and like couldn't get nothing accomplished because of the politics in boxing. And like it's like it'll burn you out, it'll deteriorate your mind, it'll drive you crazy and insane, like doing the same thing over and over and not getting a different result. So yeah, burnouts, it happens. I lived through them. I mean, I had a off and on with it, but I remained strong with it. At the end of the day, I always knew I wanted to fight. I just didn't have the love for it and really didn't care.
What is your opinion on the correlation between a harder upbringing and mental toughness in boxing and fighting? Do you believe that good fighters are only capable of coming from a rough background?
Nah, I mean, you could have some people that are spoon-fed and still be good. It all depends on what your heart wants and what you want to do yourself. I mean, 9 times out of 10, though, you get somebody with a hard upbringing, they got that kill on them. They got that kill shot. They gonna look to end somebody. As to where somebody who's had it their way, life handed to them every which way, they don't know what it's like to survive. So they ain't got that kill switch. So they made love tap and might play around with it or something. They might not dive in head first, but like, don't get me wrong, some of them spoon-fed kids, they with it. They're crazy enough to dad done got with some crazy chick and they're crazy enough went down to the kid or something. They do got some spoon-feds that be acting retarded, but me personally, I said harder upbringing only because you don't have to ask yourself if they got that kill shot. you can just tell, they got it. They got too much brewing on the inside. They're not well in the head, traumas. They're looking to hurt people. Mike Tyson said it himself. He was just looking to hurt people. He didn't care about nothing. He just wanted to hurt people. That's all there is to it.
Do you think mental toughness can be trained, or is it something you're born with?
Nah, you can always train yourself to do something. You just gotta be mind over matter. Plain and simple. Like, whatever you put your mind to, you can be able to do it. So like, yeah, you just gotta really train yourself. Like, and I can't really like speak on it because I don't really be doing it because like it's hard myself. I'm trying to accomplish it myself. But I do believe you can train yourself to not psych yourself out or anything like that.
And the last batch of these questions. What role do you think discipline and structure play compared to personal hardships in developing the fighter's character?
You definitely need to be disciplined a whole lot. Cause why you need to be disciplined though? Cause like, let's say you out playing around, partying with the people, your opponents staying true to themselves out there, waking up at 3 o'clock, running in the morning, doing all types of things. While you just lay back, training when you gotta train, but not doing nothing outside the gym. And like, that's just where the discipline kicks in. You gotta, discipline is just basically doing something you don't want to do, but knowing it has to be done. So you just gotta be able to do it.
What was the biggest, or this next set of questions is on a transition to MMA. What was the biggest challenge in adapting from boxing to MMA, and also why did you choose to start doing MMA matches?
Well, it was around the time COVID hit, so the boxing gym had closed down, and like I was really like looking for something to do instead of like getting into trouble like I was trying to avoid for the time being. And ended up going to this unity protest walk where west side of Crowley, south side of Crowley got together, reemerged and be real, the blacks and whites, did a unity thing. And one of the dudes who I helped carry the barrier with, his name is Darren Arsenault, or a lot of people call him Doobie. He ended up showing me this MMA fight, and I was like, I would love to do MMA with the Will. And he was like, he does jiu-jitsu, kickboxing, and he does MMA and stuff. Ended up linking up with him one time, brought me to his gym, and I started doing MMA with him. And like, on a side note of it, like, it was so wild how we had met, but come to find out, a couple of weeks after that, Crowley High was starting summer workouts, and Doobie ended up being one of the wide receiver coaches, and I played quarterback, so it was pretty cool to hang out with him and like get to know more about the MMA aspects like throughout the days and stuff. And so like when I was able to finally get my first match, it felt good. But the hardest, most challenging thing coming from a stand-up to an all-combat platform is groundwork. Can't wrestle, can't do jiu-jitsu. Good luck in MMA. Like, you gonna need it. You need a good ground game. You really don't even have to like submit nobody. You really just have to have a good takedown defense, and you have to be able to get up off your feet. You gotta get up, get back to your feet, stand up. If you're a good stand-up fighter, don't really have to work on submissions. You just gotta work on getting up and getting to a better position. But yeah, like the groundwork is the hardest. It's very tough.
How did you approach learning disciplines like wrestling or jiu-jitsu for your MMA match?
Well,
the first time I did MMA, I like pretty much brushed it over, or I wasn't paying attention, or I wasn't giving it my all or nothing. Like, I just didn't care. But that was just because I was young. And then, like, in August of 2024, when I got the title shot to fight BP, I started training jiu-jitsu, and I actually started paying attention. You know, I mean, I was 21 years old trying to, I knew better not to let my ego get in the way. I knew I needed to learn the ground game, so I actually paid attention and actually tried. And actually got a little bit better with the ground. I mean, I ain't gonna say I'm some black belt or anything, but I'm a little better.
What are your thoughts on your most recent MMA match against Brandon? Is there anything you feel like you could have done differently? Or should have done?
There's a lot I should have done differently, but at the end, I live and I learn, and I was fighting to survive. Like, I ain't mad that I lost. I'm glad I went out on my shield instead of letting people dictate who won. I just wish I could have capitalized on the 3 times that I put him away and he woke back up. I will say this, and I openly believe it, if he don't hit me with his left palm and I bite my lip off, that fight don't end when it does. And that's just me being who I am. I'm a dog, I'm gonna keep fighting. No excuses behind it. I whooped his ass the first round. He made the adjustment in the second round and capitalized off of it. Did what he had to do. Like, I'm not saying no excuses for me biting my lip off. That's what he needed to happen. Like, he needed to do what he needed to do to win the fight, and that's all I can say. Like, hats off to BP on an excellent fight. It was a very good fight.
How did your boxing experience translate into your MMA fights?
It translated because I really didn't have to worry about throwing my punches because I already knew how. The only thing I had to like work on really was setting up my kicks, which instead of moving north and south like I would in boxing, I needed to move more lateral. That way I can set up a kick here, or, you know, whatever I gotta do to set something up. But definitely being a boxer coming into it, it's good because, I mean, all I really do, I just need one good punch, try to lay somebody out, hopefully that clicks, but I say it's a huge benefit, very huge.
Let's see. What adjustments would you make if you have a rematch or another MMA fight?
With BP?
Yeah.
What would I do in the rematch? Not look stupid the second round, coming out there with that ugly ass flying knee I had. I mean, but nah, on a serious note, I'd slow down. I wouldn't bomb rush him like I did. I'd be patient, wait for the kill shot to come instead of trying to force it. And definitely try to work his ground game a little bit, see what he has on there. Like, I mean, I ain't gonna say I'm the best, but I feel like I could protect myself right now on it. So, like, it all depends on what look I get, you know, like what he gives me. So he's gonna give me that knee, he loves to throw. Like, it all depends.
And last question on the set of MMA questions. What is your main goal in MMA, and how many fights would you like to have?
Again, I want as many as I could take, and I do want to go pro. My goal is to be the first UFC champion and first unified boxing champion. I want all 4 belts in the boxing world, and I want the UFC title. Plain and simple. I want to be the first person to do it. And I think I can, as long as I can negotiate good enough with Dana to let me do it. But yeah, I want to be the first to do it.
Alright. Regarding the sport and the industry, what are your thoughts on crossover fights, like boxers fighting in MMA, or boxers boxing MMA fighters, and vice versa?
I mean, I like it. I think it's good for both sports. Both sports gets recognition. My thing is, though, they'd have to do a one-on-one fight. Like, that's the only way I see things being fair. Okay. Boom, you take an MMA fighter, you put him in the ring with a boxer with the rule. That's cool. Now let's take that boxer and put him in the cage with the MMA fighter and let's see what happens. A boxer should win in the ring, the MMA fighter should win in the cage. But there's a lot of what ifs. And like me being the fight enthusiastics that I am, I want to see it. I want to see crossover fights. I'd love to see boxers get in the cage and MMA fighters get in the ring more often. Like, that is something I'm for, definitely big time. And it's only because I know there's a lot of big fights to be made in both aspects. Like, you got Bud Crawford. He wrestles. Not too many people really knows that. But he's a champion trying to fight Canelo pretty soon. He does wrestling. I'd love to see him in the cage against like a Whitaker or somebody. Not no like high level champion, his first MMA fight to see or something like that. But there's a lot of good fights to be made that can be made if you know their backgrounds right.
What are some of your favorite fighters, both past and present, in boxing and MMA?
Alright, so boxing, my favorite all-time fighter would probably be either Sugar Ray Leonard or Muhammad Ali. My favorite current fighter in boxing is Tank and Crawford. And then MMA, my all-time favorite would have to be Iceman or GSP, George St. Pierre. That had to be my like all-time favorites. But my favorites currently would be Pereira. It'd be Pereira. I like Sean. Dustin, of course. Lafayette Strong. Man, there's a lot of good fighters I like. I like Umar. Yeah, a lot of current fighters that I currently like keep up with. I like Will Wilder pretty good too.
What advice would you give to aspiring young fighters such as yourself?
No matter what, keep at it. Like, no matter what your family says, no matter what the outside world says, stay true to yourself, put your head down, and keep grinding. It's gonna pay off eventually. It may seem like it's a long time before it does pay off, but when it does, you're gonna reap the victory. Like, just stay strong and stay at it.
Here's our last batch of questions. These are just some personal insights. What do you do outside of fighting? What do you do outside of fighting to relax or stay motivated?
Well, besides training, you know, I work. I go to church. I hang out with friends. You know, relax with people around my age and stuff like that, be able to like just, you know, be there for one another, just talk about life, and like just be able to take a step back from the fighting world when I can, and be able to like not have to stress about my career or anything.
Even though I kind of touched on that, this was like way under that question. I was asking like hobbies and what kind of music you like to listen to. So.
Yeah, well, it all depends on my mood. Like, I ain't really finna play no rah-rah gangster music unless it's fight night. Right now I've been pretty much listening to down music, but other than that, I love my gospel rap. I do love to listen to a little bit of country. I have to know it, but for the most part, it's either some hype, some rah-rah, or like some feel good music. You know, I like my R&B, love my slow jams. But yeah, that's mostly what it used to be.
And how do you want to be remembered in the sport? You will eventually hang up the gloves.
The greatest of all time. There's no questions about it. I want to be the GOAT, greatest fighter to ever live. And I'm going to do whatever I can to get there. Being big, being small.
So this concludes our interview with Jayy Showtime Marceaux. It was good having you, man.
Thank you.
And thank you for your time. And I'm gonna get like a close up of that belt. Also, is there any sponsors you want to shout out or anything?
Yeah.
Hold on.
Shout out to Uncle Joey's Fundamental Unboxing. That's who trains me. Shout out to Anthony Faith Farms with their microgreens to make sure I'm eating healthy and eating right. A shout out to Cross Stumble for letting me use their gym late at night. And another big shout out to Abuela's in Monroe. Very good Mexican restaurant for when you're on your layoff time. Thank you.